Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to talk about what might be the potential storyline for Spider-Man 3. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guy 365. Alright, with Spider-Man Far From Home in the books, I want to talk about what I think are the potential storylines that we may see in Spider-Man 3. Now, just be warned, this is going to contain very heavy spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home, so if you haven't seen it yet, just come back to this video after you have. But this is just theory. This isn't anything that I have seen necessarily. I'm going to talk about a couple online theories I saw, whether I agree or not. So yeah, just beware, spoilers, and these, it's not based off of any information other than what I think is going to happen in Spider-Man 3. All right, so if you're still here, let's talk about it. So last night, I recorded a podcast with my friends over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. It's a fantastic podcast that it's all things Disney, and that includes Star Wars, Marvel, everything in between, and they do a great job. And usually they have me on when we talk about comic book movies and that kind of thing, and Star Wars. So it got me to thinking, and I'm going to link how you can find the Disney Magic Hour podcast at the end of this video, or check it out in the notes. It's definitely awesome. Check it out. Anyway, so it got me thinking what we could potentially see in Spider-Man 3. So, let's dive right in, obviously. So at the end of the first mid-credit scene, obviously Peter Parker has been outed by Mysterio publicly with, the help of J. Jonah Jameson, who's running kind of a blog kind of thing. And now there's a couple outs for Spider-Man here, obviously. I mean, for one thing, they showed the video Mysterio showed never directly showed Peter Parker in the costume. It kind of cuts off at the neck. And then it's just, when J. Jonah's talking about it, and obviously Mysterio says Peter Parker. But once again, because we didn't see his face, and also we just get a photograph provided by J. Jonah Jameson, that could lead to a lot of like, no way, that kind of thing, or there's going to be a bunch of people that think so, a bunch of people that don't think so. So that's going to make for an interesting storyline in itself. So that got me to thinking, well, it's also, my theory is also dependent on a couple of factors that we don't know yet. One is, I think that the Spider-Man's contract, or Tom Holland's, because of the deal with Sony and Marvel, I believe they're going to re-up it. I think we're going to get more movies out of Spider-Man. It would just not make sense to just all of a sudden end it at that point. I think that's just, Spider-Man's too popular of a character. So I'm going off the assumption we're going to get another trilogy out of this. And that's really going to be the basis of my theory or argument about what we're going to see in the third Spider-Man. So obviously a big theme of these first two Spider-Mans is he's in high school. He's not really fully Spider-Man yet. He's really learning things, obviously, with the Tony Stark Iron Man thing in the first one, and then a little bit more of, finding yourself in the second one. I believe that the third film is going to be kind of a graduation story. It's going to wrap up the high school aspect of Spider-Man, but also with his identity being more or less outed, I think we're going to see a lot more from J. Jonah Jameson. And of course, let's not forget, we got the Mark Gergen cameo at the end of Homecoming. I think we're going to see J. Jonah Jameson fighting his fight to prove against Spider-Man. I think there's going to lead to the creation of the Scorpion, and I also think we might see the Spider Slayers at some point. I believe we can see both variations in the third movie. I've heard things online suggesting Kraven's going to be it. It could happen. I just don't see how it would fit in the narrative that they're already set forth between the first two films. I say Kraven shows up in the next trilogy. I think that would absolutely happen. I would say Spider-Man 4 is a safe bet that that's going to happen. Because eventually, if they're going to do a second trilogy, 6 is going to be Sinister Six. It makes too much sense not to do that. I think that's where they're going to go. I also don't believe Mysterio is dead. I think he is alive. Obviously, we're going to get our Sinister Six in some form. And you can't just all of a sudden eliminate one of your members right off the bat and not set something else up for that potential Sinister Six movie. Yeah, so I really think that's how it's going to shape up. As I said, I've seen Kraven Theory. Well, once again, I say part 4 for that one, no problem. But also, if they're going into another trilogy, it's going to be more of Spider-Man. It's going to be less oh gee, I don't know what I'm doing with everything. It's going to be more of a traditional Spider-Man story, more like, you know, kind of what they did with the Maguire films in that sense. Will we ever see the multiverse, Spider-Verse? I would love it. I touched upon this in my spoiler review of Spider-Man Far From Home. I think it was too ambitious to do for that time frame. I could see it happening in the future. Who knows? Maybe Sinister Six. I don't know. Just, you know, just wild theories at this point. But yeah, I honestly, I think that's where we're going. I think introducing Jay Jonah like that without, you know, any real meat to it, I don't think they would do that over at Marvel and even Sony, I think. I believe, you know, it's great that he's there, but I think it's going to lead, you know, maybe the whole fake news thing. That's how it's going to steer this third Spider-Man, because once again, they did not show him in the costume. And when they show the video, and they just have Mysterio name dropping him. So I think the end of the third film is he'll graduate, his identity will be more or less secure again, and I think we're going to see the Scorpion / Spider Slayers. I really believe that's where we're going to go. And I think more or less Jay Jonah is going to be the main antagonist. You know, not if you know the source material, you know what I'm talking about. He's not the antagonist, but he's going to be. This is what he's going to spearhead in the third film. All right, so that's my theory about what I feel we're going to see at Spider-Man 3. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think we are going to see in the third Spider-Man? Because yes, it is absolutely coming. All right, and in the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.